Hello everyone. In this module, I have explained about the Election Commission of India, where you will get an idea about the election and the Election Commission and its function. This topic was taken from the chapter 3 of your book, that is Election and Representative. Though this chapter in this session, that is on 2020-21 curriculum, CBSE has deducted or removed chapter 2, some part of the chapter 2 that was merged with chapter 1, and this chapter become chapter 2 for this session, that is the election and representatives, from the book Indian Constitution at Work. So let's start. Let's have a discuss upon the topic of election commission and its function and the officers or the the members who are working for this commission. So let's start with the topic. First, we have to know little bit about the introduction of election system in India. Then we move towards the Election Commission of India and its functions. You know that India is a democratic country, representative democratic country, where we people choose our representatives, and that representatives they are making our government. So India is also known as the constitutional democracy, where we have parliamentary system of government, and at the heart of the system is a commitment to hold regular, free and fair election. So it is talking about the election system, as we are living in that country where we have the representative democracy, where the peoples are all in all, and the election is very much important. So for that reason, it's a commitment towards the citizen from the government to hold election in a regular manner, and of course in a free and fair manner. These elections are somehow determine the composition of government, where the membership of the two houses of the parliament, that is state, that is Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, or the state and union territory legislative assembly, they all are included into this system. As if you observe your previous election system, you can see that in every year or almost in 1 and 2 years after, we have different kinds of election. All the election is not held in a one particular year. After the 5 years, the duration is the 5 years, but we get the different kinds of elections at almost every year. If I'm giving an example, that there's a Lok Sabha election, there is a that state assemblies elections, there is a panchayat elections, there is a municipalities elections. So different kinds of elections will be that is occurred or that is held regularly in our country, and this that determines the composition of government of our country. Election in India is an event where all political mobilization and organizational complexity on an amazing. That means the election is one kind of elections, is one kind of events where different kinds of political mobilization means that the government is shifted, or the government is somehow they are doing or they are nominated themselves for conducting the election, and it's totally depend upon the votes that to remove one government or to come as a powerful government. So the political mobilization, the shifting of the government according to the result of the that election, that is very much happen in our, that is a very amazing scenario of our country. And not only that, we have also the organizational complexity, that is the political parties, they have a that different kinds of complexity, like sometimes one political party merge with another one, collide with another one, sometimes they break one political party, they are split it into two groups. So different kinds of organizational complexity that was also faced by our citizens of country, and that is the one of the important that criteria or important the conditions or the situations which we have seen in the elections of country. So basically the elections of India, the system scenario is like that. Now we have to know that for getting or for cope up with this all kind of complexity, all kind of mobilization, we need an organization who are working for that solving all the issues, or for giving a best options, or giving a best conditions on which the peoples give their vote. And for that reason we need independent elections commission. Now what is election commission? The question is that what is election commission? The Election Commission of India, it is one kind of autonomous, the constitutional authority who are responsible for administration election process in India at the central state and a district level. So you can say that it is one kind of organizations or one kind of body. Of course, it's an autonomous body. Now, what is the means of autonomous body? Autonomous body means a body or organization who are, that full in a full autonomy or in a full power. They can work, and no one can interfere on that. No one can control that body. They have their own control on that. That is the autonomous body. And election commission is just like an organization who is an autonomous body for our or the authority is an autonomous, where they take the responsibilities for conducting the election process in a proper manner and in a smooth manner, whether it's a central elections, whether it's a state elections, whether it's a district election, any kind of elections procedures that can be taken care by the this autonomous body, which is known as election commission. Now, under Article 324 of Indian Constitution, they provided us for an independent election commission for conducting all the procedures of the election of India. So our Indian Constitution, they providing us one organization which is known as Election Commission, which come under Article 324. Which always try to that doing their work as independent manner for conducting all the procedures for the election, because that if anyone they are interfering into the process, into the working that conditions, or into the working method of election commission, then that election may be that dominated by a personal people. See, suppose if the election will be controlled by the citizens or by any particular person, then that person can be conducted their election according to their own mood, according to their own the benefits. So for that reason, under Article 324, our Indian Constitution providing an organization which is known as the Election Commission, who have full authority to take care about the or to conducting all the procedures of elections in our country, that is India. The constitution that was established on 25th January 1950, and there is who will conduct this, because you all know that election commission is just an organization. So it's not possible for any organization, non-living things, which can conduct all the procedures. So they need someone who are living and who are take care of that. So for that reason, that commission which was established on 25th January 1950, and that under that there is a one chief election commissioner who are the head of the election commissions, and other two additional commissioners also there who assist or who assess the election commission of India. So with this one chief election commissioner, there is another two additional commission. The chief election commission and the two election commissioner, they have an equal power. It's not like that only the head, that is CEC, the short form of chief election commissioner, only they have all the powers. But along with chief election, if it is happened, then that the head can misuse their power, as because election commission is a very that important part of our country, because without the election we cannot imagine our democracy. So for that reason, it's not possible for one giving all the power to any particular hand. So the chief election commission as well as the other two commission, they have an equal power whenever they want to take the decision relating to the elections, and they have to take the decision in a collaborate manner, in a collective body. Means without the consent of each other, no one can take any kind of decision. So this is just like a collaborate or body which have to work by together. Now we have to know a little bit about the Chief Election Commissioner and other commission. The term of office means for how many days one Chief Election Commissioner can be appointed or can be seated in there as a head of this Chief Election Commission. So they are appointed for a 6-year term of office, or they can also continue till the age of 65 years, whichever is earlier. What that means? That means there's a two condition. Either they have to, that 6 years they have to take, and for the 6 years they can appointed as a chief of, the Chief Election Commission. But suppose whenever they are appointed, suppose my age is right now is about 60 years and I am appointed as a Chief Election Commission. So when I become 65 years of age, automatically my term of office, that will be automatically it is removed from or it is terminated, as because there's a two criteria is we have to fulfill as a Chief Election Commission. Either you have to fulfill your 6 years of age or 6 years of your term period or the office period, or if the 65 years of your age will be fulfilled before the 6 years, then you have to also terminate it, or you have also retired from your position. So either fulfilled the 6 years of term period, or if 65 years of age fulfilled, then any of the two conditions which come earlier, according to that it will be happened. The CEC, that is Chief Election Commissioner, they can be removed from before the expiry of the term. Means though the 6 years is the term of period, but still that before that only the Chief Election Commission can also be removed from his office. What is the removal process? The same what the Supreme Court judge have the removal process. In a similar manner, the Chief Justice of India, like how the Chief Justice of India they are removed, in a similar manner the Election Commission officer also removed from the same manner. Like they have to removed by the President of India, but with the concern, with the with the major vote given by the Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, means both of the parliament, by the 2/3 majority, if they are agreed and they are proved of the misbehavior and incapacity of the Chief Election Commission, then the removal process will be done. So the Chief Election Commission is removed from his position if it is proved in the Parliament of India, whether it's a Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, and 2/3 majority, 2/3 people of the Parliament, they give the vote against the removal or for the removal of the Election Commission, then automatically that person are removed from their position, as because the Parliament of India, they give vote, majority vote for removing it on the ground of its misbehavior or on the ground of its incapacity. And other election commission, they can be removed by the President of India with the advice of Chief Election Commission. So these are the removal process of Chief Election Commission. Not only that, the Chief Electoral Officer is appointed for the state, because it's not possible for one particular Chief Election Commissioner to take care of each and every state, because you all know that our India is a diversified country where we have a different kinds of, that we have a huge population and we have a 29 states. So it's not, and under that state we have a lots of districts and lots of panchayats over there. So local governments are there. So it's not possible for one particular, that these three officers for take care of that. So for each and every state, they have a different election commission officers who are conducting their state elections and can report it to the Chief Election Commissions and other two commission. Now we have to know about the function of the Election Commission, that what is the key role play of Election Commission. Election Commission is supervising, supervises the preparation of up-to-date of the voter list. You all know that those who ever cross their age of 18 years of age, their name is included, or they are eligible for including their name or up-to-date their name and get the voter ID card. As well as those who are not in the society, means suppose they are that settled down in the abroad or they are not still alive. so that person are ineligible, they are not eligible for getting the voter ID card, or for to conducting any kind of to giving the vote in the election. So it is a main duty of the election commission to up to date each and every year and included the name of the eligible person and deleted the non-eligible person from the voter list and make a up-to-date voter list every year. Then it also determines the timing of election and prepare the election schedules. Means the date of, it also announces the date of voting or the date of elections, that in which date, in which place it will be occurred, or the election will be occurred, or for which state it will be occurred. So different kinds of dates is determined by the election commission. Not only that, it also prepares the schedule, that in which place when it will be conducted, or in which place when that the election will be happen, who are the polling officers. So different kinds of these schedules will be done by the election commission. And as well as it's also announced, it also decided the date of result of elections, the date of counting of elections, the votes counting, the date of elections. So every schedules will be done by the function, it's a function of the election commission. The election commission also, they recognize, they gives permission to all the political parties, and also allotted them and also distributed them the symbols to each and every political party. So it's a duty, or it's a function of the election commission to take care, or to that give permission to give the recognition to all the political parties, so that they that they are nominated in the election system and can be battled or can be conducted into the elections, and also allotted them the symbols for which we will understand that which party belongs to which symbols. During this entire process, that the election process, during this entire process, the election commission have the power to take any kind of decision which that which give them the assurance that free and fair election will be happen in the society. So for conducting, so for that implementing free and fair election, whatever the decision they need to take, they are free to take this during the time of the election procedure. Like that many of the political parties, they are doing the corruptions, and they are that purchasing the vote, they give bribe to the different citizens for purchasing the vote. So if the selection commission, they think and they have the report, then they can also take any kind of decision, either they banning the political parties, they arrested that person's leaders. So anything they can take a decision on that. If the that the election commission, they think that they have to cancel that election, so they are free to take decisions. So ultimately, in a short, we can say that the election commission have the right to take any decision for implementing the that free and fair elections in our society. Next one is talking about the commission also implements a model code of conduct for parties and candidates. It's a duties, or you can say it's a function of election commission that they are given some code of conduct. Now what is code of conduct? Code of conduct means some rules and regulations which everyone have to follow during the time of the entire the process of the election. Like that we already I hope you all get an idea about this one, that before the election of 3 weeks, or before the election, that when the election date is there, before that 3 weeks, no political parties can doing any kinds of meetings or any kind of things. Next, then the election, the political parties, they cannot be bribed, they cannot be used any governmental resources for that conducting their meetings or for campaigning themselves. They cannot using any kind of words during the time of the campaigning which is that arises the communalism, which is created any communalism. They cannot do any kind of campaigning in front of the hospitals, in front of the that worshiping place. So this some kind of code and conduct will be there, some kind of code of conduct are there, rules and regulation are there for the candidates and for the parties. Like whenever we are going for giving the elections or giving the vote, we should take our or bring our voter ID card, so that it will, as it's the identity of our as a citizen. we should be that keep the ink which is that it is given by the presiding officers in our fingers, that should be over there. We have to sign over there. So different kinds of rules and regulations are there which is given by the election commission and which we have to follow, whether as a political parties or as a candidate. Next one is talking about that it can also order early poll in a specific constituency and also order recount of votes when it feels that the counting process has not been fully fair and just. See, many times you heard that in a particular constituencies or in a particular area, there's an election which is cancelled. The election which is that taken the election in the earlier timing before the elections was going on. And sometimes it's also happened that during the time of the counting of the votes, they can reorder, the election commission can order to recount it as if they get some report or they think that the counting is not doing in a proper manner, in a very honest manner. So during that time they can that they can, if the fair things will happen, then it can give an order to the to the people, those who have counted the vote, for recounting, as well as is have a right to cancel the vote at any time, to take the re-election from any constituency, or that to again to take the vote or to conducting the election in a particular constituency in the earlier period which is scheduled by the election commission. So it can do whatever because it have the right. Next one is talking about it also inform the dates and schedules of elections and to scrutinize the nomination paper. You all know that before participate in the elections, the political parties or the candidate, those who are nominated, want to nominate it, they have to fulfill the nomination paper. So that they have a power to scrutinize, to recheck the nomination paper at any time, even after the informing the dates and schedules of the election, even after declaring the dates and schedules of the election, they can also nominate it at any time. If they doubted on the papers, if they have any queries about the papers or the political parties or the candidate, they can do anytime. It can also, if it is also work, or it is also doing the work just like a court, where it is settling down all the dispute which is arises during the time of the elections, or regarding any kind of problem which is arises of the which is related to elections. So it is also worked as a court for settle down all the dispute which is arises, which is related to the elections procedures or elections. Not only that, it is also set down the general rules for election and supervising all the process of election. In short, at the last, which is we get from this functions, that the election commission are responsible for supervising all the procedures of the elections, and it can followed up and it can declared or make some general rules which have to follow by everyone during the time of the election process, or as the related to election process. So from this all the points, I hope you're clear that what was the functions of the election commission. See, this is a little bit function of the election commission. There's a lots of election commission's functions are there. So one thing you which keep in your mind, that whatever is related with the election, that all functions are worked by the election commission. Even not only that, the election commission also appointed the officers who are taken, that who are the presiding officers, that in which area which officer will that taking the vote. And also not only that, as well as that, the election commission also appointed the the police, the militaries during the time of the voting system, so that everything will be go smoothly. So I hope you all cleared about this topic, which is taken from the chapter election and representatives. So after getting understand about the what is election commission and what is the function of the election commission, in my next video I will talking about, or I will discuss about the system of election system of our country in the previous timing or in the right now. So we will get to know in my next video about the election system of our country. Before that, you please go through with this video so that you will be clear that who is the responsible for conducting the election and what are their function. Thank you so much for watching this video.